Okay, today we're going to take you for a walk around this town we've discovered of Karaikal. Look at this beautiful work on the steps. Now they make these every day. They'll pour them out. It's like originally it was done with a rice flour. It may even be rice flour, this one, with colouring in it. But they actually pour. I try and put some video in of somebody actually making one so you can see. They grab it in their hand. It looks really easy when they're doing it because they're pouring it, but actually think about it. It's a constant flow of a fine powder into these beautiful shapes, and they do them outside hotels and they do them outside temples. That one is possibly one of the prettiest ones I've seen. Do you think, Michelle?
I think so, yeah.
Now just next to our hotel, there are the girls. So can you show me so what is the name?
Murakatan.
Murakatan.
Yes.
Okay. Can I smell?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that is. It just has a grassy sort of smell. But you say it's good for...
Healthy food.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They're making some herb. They're playing or taking the leaves off of some plant. And it's a herb that's good for your joints, apparently. I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure it's a fairly common herb. I'll try and find out. Just ahead of us here is this amazing temple. And it's famous for some reason. We'll try and find that out as well. I haven't got a clue. And it's closed today, but you can see somebody has poured the rice flour. Now a lot of times in the cities now they're using a chemical powder rather than rice flour, but the original idea was that you use rice flour and then the ants and the insects take it away and it feeds them. Nowadays they use a chemical powder, so it's maybe not so good. Okay. It's a lovely hotel, but we're wandering around and talking to people, and it seems we've rocked up to a town that's got very little to offer us. But let's see what we can squeeze out of Karaikal. I call it Karaikal now. It reminds me of the little boats, the Karaikal boats, the round boats that they still use here in India and other parts of the world. Hello. How are you?
Fine.
How are you? Good. Hello, my friend. How are you? Taking a photo of me, huh? Thank you. Thank you.
See, the people are really friendly. But
everywhere the people are friendly. Hello. People are friendly, the goats are friendly. There are goats everywhere in this town. And the buses, this is a typical bus lot. School bus, is it a school bus? Hello, school bus. They remind me of those amphibious buses. They got very high clearance off the ground. There was actually a guy working on one of those buses, and I thought it was jacked up, but he was just sat underneath working on the bus. So yeah, lovely people. But from what I can tell, not much for us to see in this town. It is famed.
I think it's a town where people live, isn't it?
Yeah, it's exactly. It's just a living, everyday, working town. It does have a beach apparently, which is meant to be a nice beach, and it has a very famous temple, and we're going to try and get up to the temple if we can. In the meantime, we've got to get up this. This is the main high street that runs through the town. It does have this little bit smelly waterway that runs parallel with both sides of the road. Michelle and I are going to stop in and get ourselves a tea or coffee up here on the right. There are no real pavements, or at least where there are pavements, there are bikes and all sorts parked, so we've got to walk in the road. Happy Pongal! Happy drivers taking the kids home, they're just stopping in the middle of the street to wish us a happy Pongal. Pongal is a big Tamil celebration. I think it's predominantly Tamil, Michelle, is it?
It is,
From
yes,
Tamil Nadu?
Yes, yes.
Do you know anything about the Pongal festival?
It's to celebrate the harvest, the new season. That's as far as I know about it.
Yeah, I believe it's something to do with the rice crops coming in, so it's like a harvest festival. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
Happy Pongal. Happy Pongal. So these are the ladies cleaning the streets, keeping everywhere clean and tidy. Hello. Everyone has their part. Over there, look, you probably can't see, there's a blue church Michelle and I visited earlier this morning. I'll put the clips in now. So this blue church stood out as we came in. This blue church really stood out on just off of the main road. And yet I can barely see mention of it in any of the information about Karaikal. It's got this unusual architecture. You have almost you have a dome at the front and a spire at the back. See if I can find anything out about this church. Okay. So we have a bell tower here. See the rope going up? This yellow rope goes up through the hole in the concrete, and there are two big bells, only one of which still has the rope attached. Oh no, I'm wrong. The second rope is on this side. There's a guy moving furniture around in here, so it's quite noisy. So I'll probably just use the footage. These old church pews here. So at this end, this is the dome, and the spire end obviously has the bells. So here you have an old font and the scene of a baptism on the window. So it is St. Mary's Church in Karaikal. Beautiful old church. And just opposite the church, directly opposite the church, is St. Mary's St. Mary's Higher Secondary School. Just step up there, Michelle, to give it a scale.
My size.
You're little.
My
Stand on the. It's a tiny little property. This little place looks quite plain, but we had parota there last night, or what looks very much like a roti canai in Malaysian terms. And they recognize, when I said roti canai, they recognize exactly what I was talking about. And they made us a sweet version, a sweet parota with sugar. Tonight we're having banana roti canai or paratha. Paratha. We're in India, we should call it what it is. You say banana paratha? Yeah, okay. Hey, come around and film this guy. Lovely fella. Open till midnight?
Yeah, 12 p.m.
12 p.m. Open 4:30 or closed 12 p.m.
12 p.m. Long shift.
So in the morning time is
Morning
sleeping.
time is
Me too. Me too.
ആണ് പിടിക്കണം ഇത് മീഡിയം അല്ല പോകും
A bit of mixture of the ghee and the oil. This away. Such nice guys. They knew we were coming for banana pancakes, for want of another word, banana paratha. And they didn't have the bananas. They knew we were coming though, so they went out and got the bananas. They went out and got the sugar. That's so cool. So today Michelle and I are going to have these packed and taken out. It's cool, the goats got up on top of the scooter to get the new shoots of that tree. We've got a little stretch of footpath, so we're going to use it. And you don't have to keep looking over your shoulder.
Let's do our step exercises.
Up and down and up. Another thing in India, we've always been brought up as children to walk towards the oncoming traffic. So if you see if anything goes wrong, a car or a bike loses control, you can step out the way or jump out the way. But in India, generally people are walking with the traffic, and it makes me feel uncomfortable because you've always got vehicles coming up behind you that you can't see. So what I tend to do is walk the way we are taught to walk towards the traffic, but then you're going against the rest of the population. Hello, Michelle. Yeah, we'll sit there. Hello, how are you? So this is where I come for my morning coffee. Great little place, start of a kind. Coffee's good, very sweet. I'll show you in a second. So here's the coffee man now, making my coffee. Coffee Marshall. Hello, Coffee Marshall. How are you?
Fine.
Yeah. Into the beautiful. Now you'll see there, he puts a little bit of milk in the saucer and a lot of milk in the cup. So I've got my hot coffee here in this outer cup and a saucer inside. And then what you need to do is really just pour some of your coffee. It's hot. Pour your coffee into here, and then we're just going to just cool it down. Hot.
Heavy.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Just a minute.
I'm such a wuss, it's burning my hands. This is red hot, and that guy just came and did the showers and he just stirred it. Sweet, strong coffee. You can ask for stronger or weaker, but it's pretty much going to come sweet. You can ask for a little less sugar also, but I'm happy with the way it comes. Everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy because we're having such... Australia. We said at the beginning of this tour we should get t-shirts made with "I'm from Australia" because it's the most... So look, even though we're in a town which the hoteliers and pretty much everyone's telling us there's not much to see here, it still can be quite a bit of fun. Just have to pay, it's 15 rupees per coffee, so 30 for the two. There's a big party in here. We're going to head up to the temple. Thank you. Thank you. Fix it together. These are the guys, the bosses, and this guy here who takes my coffee order.
Fortified with coffee.
Fortified with coffee. I thought it wasn't 45, it was 30.
Fortified.
Fortified. This reminds me a bit of Combiture.
Yes.
You know, where it's nothing. The town is not like Combiture, but it's also a town we arrived in, and the staff of the hotel said there's nothing to see. That video probably went up a few weeks ago. But again, there is not a lot to see in some of these towns, but you can still have some fun and excitement just interacting with the people. A lot of these old buildings have wooden pillars, and they're quite tiny in proportion, but they're falling to pieces. But it's fascinating, the architecture and the style of these buildings. Hello. Hello. Hello, little one. How are you? Fine. So I think the temple is coming up on our left, ahead of us here. I suspect this is the temple complex here. The lady's doing the painting. Hello. You see how simply she handles the powder and how accurately it drops onto the... Yeah, it's very good, huh? Color, yeah. Brown color. Can we go inside? Sleeping.